There is a fire inside you that refuses to die even when everything around you tries to smother it. That fire is your radiant power. It's not loud or flashy, but it's always there, burning in silence, waiting for the moment you finally remember who you truly are. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't born to shrink, to question your light, to bury your dreams beneath the weight of fear or other people's doubts. You were born to rise, to shine, to lead, to stand tall in the power you've always carried, even when the world tried to convince you otherwise. And today is the day you wake that power up. You see, you don't need permission to be powerful. You don't need validation to be worthy. You don't need to become someone else to be enough. The radiant power you seek isn't out there in some distant place or waiting in someone else's approval. It's within you, woven into your spirit, anchored deep in your truth. The moment you stop outsourcing your strength is the moment you finally start living the life that was meant for you. And if no one ever told you before, let this be the moment you hear it clearly. You have always been more powerful than you believed. You don't need to chase power because it already lives within you. This idea changes everything the moment you truly believe it. Most people go through life believing they must earn their worth through achievements, praise, or perfection. They believe power is something that lives outside them, something to be unlocked only when they've checked enough boxes or proven enough to the world. But this belief is a trap. It keeps people hustling for approval, starving for validation, and forever doubting their enoughness. The truth is much simpler and far more profound. You are already powerful. That power was born with you. It has never left you. It might have been forgotten, buried, or silenced, but it was never gone. It's still there, waiting for you to remember. Your radiant power isn't something you need to manufacture. It's not something you need to earn by being good enough, attractive enough, smart enough, or successful enough. It's a part of your spirit. It's encoded in your soul. It lives in your voice, your presence, your energy. It's the part of you that knows when something isn't right. It's the voice that whispers truth when your mind screams doubt. It's the fire that keeps you going even when everything in your world says quit. That's power, the kind that doesn't depend on what anyone else thinks or says about you. It's quiet, it's steady, and it's always with you. But here's the thing about inner power. It only becomes real in your life when you decide to believe in it. You have to reclaim it, own it, speak it, live it. That starts with shifting the way you see yourself. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not less than. You're not missing anything. You've just forgotten your truth. And the moment you remember it, you start to live differently. You stop trying to fit in and start showing up as who you really are. You stop watering yourself down to make others comfortable and start expanding into your full expression. You stop looking for someone to save you and start becoming your own guide. Every time you choose to speak up for yourself, you tap into that power. Every time you trust your intuition, you strengthen it. Every time you show yourself compassion, you amplify it. Power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's quiet confidence. Sometimes it's a boundary. Sometimes it's walking away from what no longer serves you. Sometimes it's standing in front of the mirror and saying, I am enough as I am. That's radiant power. It's rooted in your ability to hold yourself, believe in yourself, and honor yourself, especially when the world doesn't. Even when doubt shows up, even when fear whispers lies, your power is still there. It's the steady current beneath every storm. You've had it with you in every low point, every heartbreak, every rock bottom. It's what got you through. It's what helped you rise. It's what kept you believing when no one else did. The fact that you're still here is proof of your power. So now it's time to stop looking outside for what's been inside you all along. You are powerful, not someday, not when you fix yourself, not when you become someone else. You are powerful now, and the world needs that version of you to rise, not because you're flawless, but because you are finally ready to remember who you've always been. Everything you've gone through in life was preparing you for the version of yourself you're becoming. It may not have felt that way while you were in it. When the pain was heavy, when the silence was loud, when the world felt like it was turning its back on you, but every challenge was shaping you. Struggles aren't punishments, they are sacred preparation. They dig deep into your spirit and pull out the layers you didn't know you had. They refine you. They sharpen you. They strengthen you in ways comfort never could. And while it may seem unfair, the truth is your radiant power wouldn't be what it is without those dark nights, those hard lessons, and those moments when you had no one but yourself to hold on to. When we experience pain, we often question our path. We ask why. We wonder if we did something wrong. But what if you were never being punished? What if you were being prepared? What if every betrayal taught you how to trust yourself more deeply? What if every delay taught you patience and divine timing? What if every failure broke your attachment to perfection and taught you how to show up authentically? We live in a world that glamorizes comfort and instant success, but real power is born through discomfort. Real strength is forged in the fire. And you, through every scar, every loss, every tear, have been rising in that fire, even when you didn't realize it. Your setbacks didn't take your power, they revealed it. Your heartbreaks didn't end you, they cracked your heart open so more love could pour in. Your breakdowns didn't destroy you, they stripped away the illusion so your truth could finally breathe. This isn't about romanticizing pain, it's about recognizing that you're still standing. You didn't just survive, you evolved. That's powerful, that's radiant, that's unshakable. The things that were meant to break you didn't win. And that alone is proof that your spirit holds something sacred, something unbreakable. You see, we often wait to feel powerful until everything looks perfect. But the truth is, your greatest power has always shown up in your weakest moments. It showed up when you got back up after being knocked down. It showed up when you loved again after being hurt. It showed up when you dared to hope even after disappointment. That's what makes you unstoppable. Not perfection, but resilience. Not having all the answers, but the courage to keep showing up anyway. And every time you rise, you collect wisdom. You gain clarity. You become the person you once prayed to be. Every step, even the painful ones, was sacred ground. So don't curse the struggle, don't resent the journey. See it for what it was, a sacred, messy, powerful initiation into your truest self. You didn't go through all of that for nothing. You went through it to remember how powerful you really are. Now you carry that strength. Now you lead from that wisdom. Now you mentor yourself and others through that light. You are no longer defined by what hurt you. You are defined by how you rose. And that rise, that unfiltered, beautifully imperfect rise, is the foundation of your radiant power. Radiance isn't something you're born with or without. It's a conscious decision you make over and over again to show up in your truth. It's a choice to glow when it would be easier to go dark. It's a decision to be seen even when your mind tells you to hide. Radiance is not about how perfect your life looks, how smooth your voice sounds, or how curated your journey appears to others. It's about authenticity. It's about energy. It's about the way you carry yourself when no one is watching and the way you respond when everything inside you is begging you to quit. Choosing to be radiant is choosing to rise with intention, to keep your heart open in a world that tries to harden it, and to let your soul lead when logic wants to shut it down. People think radiance is a luxury or something reserved for those who already have it all together, but that's the illusion. Radiance is what pulls you together. It's what builds you back up. It's the light you turn on when the room is still full of shadows. And it's not something you wait for, it's something you generate. You become radiant not because everything is easy, but because you refuse to let your challenges make you bitter. You rise every time, not because you're fearless, but because your purpose is louder than your fear. That's what makes you radiant. That's what makes your light magnetic, because you've been through darkness and still choose to shine. Every day gives you new opportunities to choose that light. You choose it when you show up for yourself, even when it feels hard. You choose it when you speak up instead of staying silent. You choose it when you walk away from what doesn't honor you, not because you have it all figured out, but because you trust your worth. Radiance lives in those daily decisions, in the way you protect your energy, in the way you forgive yourself for being human, in the way you believe in your path, even when there's no map. It's in your honesty. It's in your presence. It's in your refusal to give up on becoming who you know you are deep down. And yes, it takes work. It takes focus. It takes unlearning everything you were told about needing to be smaller, quieter, easier to digest. It takes you standing in front of the mirror and claiming your space. It takes breaking old patterns and rewriting new stories. But the reward is real. You begin to attract things that match your vibration. You begin to feel peace in your decisions. You begin to feel proud of how you show up, not just for others, but for yourself. That's the reward of choosing radiance. Your glow isn't about impressing anyone. It's about embodying your truth so deeply that everything you touch becomes more alive, more real, more aligned. It's not about what you look like, it's about what you believe. And when you believe you are worthy, when you believe you are enough, when you believe you are powerful, your entire life begins to reflect that belief back to you. That's the secret. That's the magic. That's the radiant path. You don't wait to feel it, you become it. And every moment you choose to honor your light over your fear, you're not just changing your life, you're lighting the way for someone else to do the same. You were never meant to shrink to fit places you've outgrown. You were never meant to stay silent just to keep the peace. You were never meant to twist and contort yourself to be acceptable to others. The truth is, you were meant to expand. You were meant to align. You were meant to evolve into your full radiant self without apology. So many people spend their lives trying to fit into molds that were never made for them. They water down their truth. They soften their edges. They silence their voice, all in an effort to be liked, accepted, or understood. But what they don't realize is that in doing so, they're abandoning the very parts of themselves that are meant to lead them to their destiny. The glow that lives inside you was never designed to be hidden. And yet so many people shrink their energy out of fear of being too much, too intense, too loud, too different. But your radiance was never too much. It's exactly what's needed. You weren't made to blend into the background. You were made to stand in your light. The more you shrink, the more disconnected you become from your power. But the more you expand into alignment with your true self, the more unstoppable you become. Alignment isn't about being liked. It's about being true. It's about making decisions that reflect your values, your dreams, and your essence. When you live in alignment, everything changes. You stop over-explaining your choices. You stop seeking external permission. You stop chasing people who don't see your worth. You begin walking with clarity. You begin speaking with conviction. You begin choosing environments that nourish your spirit instead of depleting it. And yes, that might mean losing people. It might mean walking away from what you once called home. But what you gain is so much more powerful: peace, purpose, and self-respect. And that's the foundation of lasting transformation. Every time you shrink to make others comfortable, you send a message to yourself that your truth doesn't matter. But when you choose to expand into alignment, you reclaim your voice. You honor your energy. You make space for your spirit to breathe. And from that place, you make decisions that create real change. Your relationships shift, your environment elevates, your mindset sharpens, and everything starts to reflect the power you've been carrying inside all along. So stop settling for a life that doesn't fit who you're becoming. If something feels off, it probably is. If something drains your spirit, you're allowed to leave. If something asks you to shrink, it's not in alignment with your expansion. You don't have to justify your growth to anyone. You don't need to explain your glow. Your only responsibility is to yourself, to become so deeply connected to who you are that nothing can pull you out of alignment again. You didn't come this far to dim your light now. You came to rise, you came to take up space, you came to walk in your truth. Even if no one claps for you, even if no one gets it yet, this is your life, your path, your power. Don't waste it trying to be digestible. Be real, be bold, be aligned. Because the version of you that lives in full alignment is the version of you that creates ripple effects. That version inspires, that version leads, that version is magnetic, and the world doesn't need another copy. It needs the bold, radiant, aligned version of you. You don't need anyone else to lead your life for you because you are fully capable of being your own guide. The moment you realize that you are the leader of your own life is the moment everything begins to change. Too often we wait for permission. We wait for someone to choose us, notice us, believe in us, or save us. We put our dreams on pause, thinking the right timing, the right opportunity, or the right person will come along and unlock the door we're too afraid to knock on ourselves. But what if the truth is that you already hold the key? What if you're not waiting for anything or anyone, but you've simply been ignoring the voice inside that's been quietly telling you to move? Being the leader of your own life doesn't mean you have all the answers. It doesn't mean you never make mistakes. It means you trust yourself enough to try, to learn, to rise, and to redirect when needed. It means you know your intuition is not lying to you, and that your inner voice is your greatest compass. Leadership isn't about being in control of everything. It's about being in alignment with your truth. It's about taking responsibility for your energy, your choices, your growth. It's about understanding that no one can live your life but you, and that you get to decide how it unfolds from here. Every time you choose to show up for yourself, you step into leadership. When you set boundaries, you lead. When you forgive yourself, you lead. When you choose growth over comfort, healing over hiding, clarity over confusion, you're leading. You don't need a title to be a leader. You don't need a crowd to be a mentor. The most powerful leadership is internal. It's the way you guide your thoughts, redirect your energy, and move with purpose, even when the path is uncertain. And yes, it can feel lonely at times. Leading your own life means you won't always fit into the systems or structures others live by. It means you might disappoint people who expect you to stay small, quiet, or convenient. But true leadership demands that you become more loyal to your soul than to anyone else's expectations. It requires that you choose growth over approval. It asks you to trust your path even when others can't see where it leads. And it rewards you with a kind of peace that only comes from living in alignment with who you truly are. Being your own mentor also means learning to pause, reflect, and adjust. It means honoring your past while not letting it define your future. It means loving yourself through the process even when you fall short. It means remembering that you are a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time. No one else knows your heart like you do. No one else sees your vision the way you do. That's why it's your job to lead it forward one step at a time. You are not powerless. You are not behind. You are not waiting for the perfect conditions to start. You are the radiant power mentor of your own life, and everything you need to lead is already within you. Every thought, every decision, every moment. These are the tools of transformation. You are not here to live on autopilot. You are here to lead with intention, to guide yourself with courage, and to rise into your fullest expression. You don't need someone else to hand you the path. You're here to build it, to walk it, to own it. Because when you lead yourself with truth, everything around you begins to follow. When you choose to live in your full radiance, you become more than just a source of inspiration. You become a reflection of what's possible. Your light has a ripple effect. The way you rise, the way you speak your truth, the way you carry your energy, it silently gives others permission to do the same. Most people are not waiting for instructions, they're waiting for evidence. They want to see someone break the mold, someone who embodies courage, someone who dares to be real and refuses to shrink. And when you choose to be that person, when you choose to glow regardless of the shadows around you, you become a living invitation for others to awaken their own light. You might not always see it, but people are watching. They're watching how you respond to challenges. They're watching how you carry yourself through transformation. They're watching how you honor your boundaries, how you speak life into your dreams, how you protect your energy. And when they see you choosing authenticity over acceptance, alignment over approval, purpose over comfort, they begin to believe they can too. This is the unseen mentorship that happens when you live fully and unapologetically in your truth. You don't need a stage to be impactful. You don't need a microphone to lead. Every choice you make in alignment with your highest self sends out energy that moves beyond you. Your healing becomes a blueprint. Your confidence becomes a mirror. Your voice becomes a frequency that others can recognize in themselves. That's why your radiance matters. Not just for you, but for the people around you who are silently searching for a sign that it's safe to be who they are. There is someone right now who's on the edge of giving up, who just needs to witness someone like you keep going. There is someone afraid to take the leap, who just needs to see you trust your process. There is someone lost in their journey, who just needs to feel the vibration of someone walking in their truth. You don't need to preach to be powerful. You don't need to prove anything. Just be real. Just be lit up by your own alignment. Just be devoted to your own evolution. Because your energy says more than your words ever will. It's easy to underestimate your impact when you're focused on survival, when you're just trying to make it through another day. But even in those moments, your strength radiates, your vulnerability teaches, your resilience uplifts. You've probably inspired more people in your quiet perseverance than you'll ever know. You've been a lighthouse in someone else's storm without even realizing it. And that's what makes your power sacred. It moves in silence, it influences without force. It empowers without demand. That's why choosing to rise again and again is not just a personal act, it's a collective offering. When you live in your power, when you embody your truth, when you become the radiant power mentor of your own life, you open the door for others to meet themselves at a higher level. You make it real for them. You show them what's possible, beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond limitation. Your glow becomes the spark that lights someone else's path, and that ripple keeps moving long after you've walked away. So never underestimate what your light is doing. It's not just about you, it's about the energy you leave behind in every space you enter. It's about the permission your presence grants. It's about the hope your resilience gives. You are more than one person on a journey. You are a guidepost. You are a mirror. You are the quiet voice that says, keep going to someone who needs it most. And that is the true legacy of radiant power. It spreads, it lifts, it leads, and it lives on through every life it touches.